Hey everyone, it is Katie G and Elisa D with our podcast, Let's Get Therapy. As you know, Elisa D has an advanced degree in psychotherapy and specializes in trauma, PTSD, and addiction. And we absolutely have a big one to talk about today, so I'll let Elisa take it away.
Katie, I am so angry. I am livid. Like my heart is exploding. I haven't been quite this angry in some time. Our first episode was safer at home is not always safer at home.
Right.
And I'm circling back to that for a moment because in my community alone, I have the intimate details of two teenagers who have killed themselves. And I live in a very small community. And my heart hurts. I'm angry. It was all exacerbated by the lockdown. And I don't know why the lockdown is political. I don't know how this has become political. Let's just look at this, people. Children are killing themselves because they don't know what to do with themselves.
That just I think I'm in a, I can't even speak. What did you just do to me?
I'm sorry.
Everyone can agree that just put a pit in my stomach.
Yeah. It's
the holidays. It's supposed to be a happy time.
It is. And this year, it's just not happy. But you bring up a really important point. Holidays are often not a happy time for people, right? That's where we've talked about seasonal affective disorder, and that's when it's getting darker a little bit earlier. People just naturally get a little bit sadder. If you're already battling depression, that might come up for you. But also, suicides in general are a little bit higher in the holidays, during the holidays.
Really?
Because you'll get people who already don't have a lot of support, and so it's like really capitalized during the holidays for them.
And add a lockdown. There, like you said, safer at home is not always safer at home. I remember, because I think I've said it before on our program, I'm an only child. And there were times during the holidays where, all right, I go to my mom and dad's house, we have dinner, kind of wrap up, the three of us, and I go home, and then I found myself kind of sitting in my house by myself going, thinking about all the friends that have siblings and they're, with their big families and all. And I remember getting like a little down about it. I did get there were some emotional times, but I was thinking about all the people as I was sitting at the table with my family for Thanksgiving. I was thinking about all the people that, they don't get to see their family throughout the year anyway. Right. And maybe Thanksgiving or Christmas is the only time that they do that. And now you have, it's nothing. Just, this whole thing sucks.
Nothing, because you're only supposed to have like a handful of people with you. And anyway.
Right. Well, that circles around back to you talking about, I don't know why this has to be politicized. I don't know why, we have certain people in certain positions of power all throughout the country that are deciding how many people get to sit at my table for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that brings up a larger point, which we definitely don't want to go into, but you're right. Why is this political? Children have chosen to kill themselves. So the other thing that's coming up is that these kids only have access to the internet, right? So they're not seeing people, they're only connecting through the internet right now, and they're doing these Zoom classes all day long, right? So it's just the way you and I are connecting. Think about that being the only way that you can connect as a 16-year-old. So there's that, but then you get these, like you've said, what'd you call them? The keyboard warriors, right? Who are coming in and bullying and hurting, and it's unacceptable. This solution, to me as a mental health professional, is unacceptable at this point. 2 kids in my small community alone have offed themselves.
That is just absolutely devastating.
It's devastating. It's not okay. The solution is worse than the problem.
I totally agree. The solution isn't a solution at all.
It's not.
And I'm thinking about these kids, like you said, the Zoom classes, they're constantly staring at a screen.
Yes.
All day.
Which is depressing.
That's depressing. And it's, I mean, just a side note, that's not good for you either.
No.
So, and then, you know, who knows what's going on behind that screen? You know, we touched on it when we talked about suicide before, and I didn't even think about this, Elisa, until you said it. A lot of kids go to school, and that's where they are safe to tell their teachers that something's going on at home.
Right. Right.
Or the teachers can see, you know, the marks, and then make the proper phone calls to make that child safe again. But we have completely eliminated that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then you also just brought up an important point. I feel for those only children out there. That is so tough right now. Like you said, add a lockdown onto already being the only kid in the house.
I honestly, I could not. I think about that too, because my life was thriving off of going out, hanging out with my friends.
Of course.
Because I love my mom and dad. We've gone there. They're my best friends. But when you're growing up, you want to see kids your age and hang out.
They have to be your best friends.
Yeah. Right. Well, yeah. But I mean, the thought of that being taken away.
Yeah.
I can't even relate to that at all.
No.
And I can't imagine it.
No. And you don't want to imagine it. That is a world of sadness. And talk about just being in your own head and the irrational thoughts that can come up that you don't have control over. And then you're a 16-year-old, so you're already kind of emotional and irrational, and you don't have that prefrontal lobe that we've talked about before to kind of help bring in some logic. I mean, it is a recipe for flippin' disaster. And disaster is happening. This is an epidemic more than our pandemic. This is, I'm frustrated. Can you feel it?
Yeah, I can feel, and rightfully so though, because there was a way to go about this, and everyone watching this knows I have no idea what that is. I could not have made any calls on this whole pandemic.
Right.
I don't know anybody who could, but I don't think this was it.
No. And we cannot go into another lockdown.
No.
We can't. We can't. We will lose so many more kids. And here's the thing. The virus, it's been proven that it does not harm children. Like
right.
not in the ways that it would harm the elderly population. The symptoms for children are not severe in any way. The death rates, all of that, if you look on the CDC website, which I encourage you to do, they're very, very, very minimal for 18 and under. And the 18 and under are the ones that are suffering the most from this.
Right. Their growth is being stunted.
Yeah. Yeah. My private practice is thriving, unfortunately, because so many teens are coming to see me. And I love being able to support them and love on them. However, it's unacceptable that these teens need therapy because they can't see their friends. That's really like the biggest thing. They can't see their friends and they're sad and depressed. And they have no ability to like bounce things off of the people that they trust, their inner circle. It's all over this.
Yeah. Obviously you're seeing them on Zoom as well.
Yeah.
So they're taking the jump to get help because they obviously need it.
Right.
They're still doing while it's great. This feels personal talking to you now, but that we know each other.
Yeah.
You know, for somebody who is seeking help and has never met you before,
right.
Try to just all of a sudden word vomit all of their problems your way and expect it to get fixed. I mean, that's hard.
Yes. Yes. So, okay, the real thing, this is frustrating. I hope that people listening to this will get out there and advocate in their community for mental health in general. And if you see a kid out in the community, say hi. Don't stand 6 feet away from them. Sorry, I know that's not the right thing to say right now, but don't say hi. These kids need social interaction. I was out the other day. I'm going to get flack for this, but I was out the other day and I was with my kids and my son was kind of in the way of somebody. And typically it would have been very simple to kind of go around him. But this woman was so afraid to be near him. He's got a mask on. She had a mask on. And she said, excuse me, can you please move your son? And I'm like, Yeah, fine. And so I scoot him over. There was plenty of room to go around him. It was clear that she was afraid to get too close to him. That's not okay. It's
No.
not okay for him. My kids are scared that they're going to give someone the virus. They're living in that fear. And that's the fear of a lot of people. I don't want to give it to anybody. And so you're afraid to hug your family. You're afraid to do all these things that are normal. And again, like, you're right. I don't know the exact answer for this. I don't know what the formula is, but this is sad. This hurts my heart. It's not right.
And oh my gosh, your poor son. It's not like, and to add to that, it's not like he was doing anything wrong.
I got a new puppy and they just knocked over the light.
You know what? That's fine.
I'm going to pause us. He's stuck.
Okay. Stand by, kids.
Oh, this is terrible.
All right.
Let's, okay. So all that's terrible. It hurts my heart. It hurts everybody with kids is feeling this in a sad way. But I think that the thing that's really important to discuss at this point is, as we head into those winter months, as we head into the holiday season where, those people that are like locked down in isolation may be feeling a little bit of that extra sadness. Let's talk about taking care of yourself during that time and talk about that it's normal. Get through the holidays and things will look up a little bit in springtime. Everything does, but getting through this season can be tough.
Right. And like for the holidays too, I mean, one thing that I try to do, and I'm especially going to do it this year, I reach out to the people that I know that might go through that, just to say like, hey, I'm thinking about you, happy holidays. And if you need anything, please, let me know. I'm going to be around or whatever it is. But it takes 5 seconds to send a text message to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Just take that time.
Absolutely.
I think that can be helpful.
You are correct. Just send the text message. We've talked about this before. Plan a little Zoom cocktail hour. Do something that encourages community.
And
also,
oh no, go ahead.
On that same note, with drinking is a depressant. Let's remember that as you go into this holiday season. If you are already feeling low, drinking is not a good idea. It will naturally depress you even more. It might feel good for a little bit, but once the little bit wears off, you will go into a further state of depression. So be aware of that if you're already not feeling well.
That's really important. And I was just going to say, because I'm being a, smart, think about this. Once you get through this holiday season, you will have also gotten through 2020.
Woo!
The year will be over.
Yes.
So that is, I think, something we can all look forward to.
Yes.
Because this has been a crapshoot.
It has been a crapshoot. But Katie, and I want to continue this next week because I think we can talk even more about different coping skills to kind of get us through the holidays.
Yeah.
But the one thing that will always get you through anything.
You have to eat the Oreo.
Eat the Oreo.
Absolutely. Right. Always eat the Oreo.
It's magic. Number one coping skill.
I do want to keep talking about this next week, Elisa. So as you guys know, we do this once a week. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Let's Get Therapy. We post the episodes up weekly. You can comment, you can send us messages and ask questions. We get back to you as quickly as possible.
Thanks for joining us.
See you guys.
Bye.